February 27, 2022, the largest aircraft ever built was wiped out in a war. The Antonov AN-225 Mriya, gone, burned, broken, finished. Or so the world thought. Because hidden inside a Ukrainian hangar, there's a second one. And right now, engineers are attempting something so difficult, most experts say it shouldn't even be possible. A $3 billion mission to bring the biggest plane on Earth back from the dead. Welcome back to Just Go YOLO. Let's start at the beginning. The AN-225 Mriya wasn't built to carry cargo. It was built to carry a space shuttle. The year was 1984. The Cold War was at its peak. The Soviet Union had just watched America launch its space shuttle program, and they were furious. So they built their own, the Buran. But there was a problem. How do you move a space shuttle from the factory to the launch pad, thousands of miles away? No train could do it, no road could handle it, and no plane in existence could lift it. So the Soviet government gave Antonov's design bureau an impossible brief. Build an aircraft that can carry 500,000 pounds on its back in 4 years, from scratch. Most engineers would have laughed. Antonov didn't laugh. They got to work. And this next part is where it gets insane. They took their existing heavy lifter, the 4-engine AN-124 Ruslan, and they stretched it, lengthened the fuselage, added a brand new wing center, bolted on 2 more massive turbofan engines, bringing the total to 6. 6 engines on 1 aircraft. But there was still a problem. If you're carrying a space shuttle on your roof, the turbulence it creates would tear a standard tail apart. So Antonov scrapped the single tail and designed a massive twin-tail empennage, one of the most distinctive features of the Mriya. They also needed 32 wheels just to support the landing gear. On December 21, 1988, just 4 years after the project began, the AN-225 took to the skies for the first time. In 1989, it stunned the world at the Paris Air Show. It flew in with the Buran space shuttle strapped to its back. The crowd went silent. Nobody had ever seen anything like it. But then, the Soviet Union collapsed. The Buran program was canceled overnight, and the greatest aircraft ever built was stripped of its engines and left to rot in an aircraft graveyard. The dream was over. For 7 years, the AN-225 sat in storage. Engines gone, gathering dust. But the world was changing. By the late 1990s, global trade was booming. Companies needed to move massive industrial equipment, giant generators, wind turbine blades, diesel locomotives, across the world, fast. And nobody had a plane big enough to do it. Nobody except Antonov. They spent $20 million refurbishing the Mriya. New engines, reinforced cargo floor, a fresh coat of blue and yellow, the colors of the Ukrainian flag. In January 2002, the AN-225 returned to commercial service. And what happened next was extraordinary. Over the next 2 decades, the Mriya set 240 world records. In 2001, 5 main battle tanks, 253.8 tons, a world record for heaviest cargo ever airlifted. In 2009, a 189-ton gas power plant generator flown to Armenia, the heaviest single item ever sent by air. In 2010, 2 138-foot wind turbine blades from China to Denmark, the longest air cargo in history. This is where the Mriya became something much bigger than a plane. It became a global celebrity. Aviation fans would track its flights online and gather at airports by the thousands just to watch it take off, to hear those 6 engines roar. During COVID, it flew emergency medical supplies around the world when no other aircraft could handle the volume. It wasn't just a plane, it was a symbol. And then, Russia invaded. February 2022. The AN-225 had just completed its final commercial mission, delivering COVID test kits from China to Denmark. It returned to Hostomel Airport near Kyiv for a routine engine swap. NATO had been warning Ukraine for weeks. An invasion was coming. They told Antonov to fly the Mriya to Leipzig, Germany. Get it out of the country. The order was never given. On February 24th, Russian forces launched a full-scale invasion. Hostomel Airport was one of their first targets. For 3 days, the fate of the Mriya was unknown. Then the images surfaced. The forward fuselage, incinerated. The cockpit, gone. The right wing, broken, held up only by the engines resting on the tarmac. The world's only flying AN-225 was destroyed. Estimated damage? Over $5 billion in today's money. And what happened next shocked the entire aviation world. Because this wasn't just Ukraine's loss, it impacted global heavy cargo operations overnight. The dream was dead. But here's where the story takes a turn nobody saw coming. Because while the world was mourning the Mriya, Antonov already knew something the public didn't. And in a minute, I'll show you the exact plan engineers are using to rebuild it, including what parts survived the destruction. Back in the 1980s, the Soviet Union ordered 2 AN-225s. The second airframe was partially built. But when the Soviet Union collapsed, construction stopped, with the aircraft estimated to be around 60 to 70% complete. For over 30 years, that unfinished fuselage sat in a hangar in Kiev, waiting. Now, Antonov's plan is to do something that has never been attempted in aviation history. They're going to salvage usable components from the wreckage of the first Mriya, engines, landing gear, tail sections, and combine them with the second unfinished airframe. They've already started. Parts from the destroyed aircraft were removed and moved to a secure, undisclosed location. Antonov completed an initial fault diagnosis of the wreckage. Design work on the rebuild began in 2022. This is the part almost nobody knows. This is not going to be cheap, and it's not going to be fast. Engineers quote a rebuild cost of $500 million on the low end, and up to $3 billion if they incorporate modern upgrades. New avionics, updated flight management systems, more fuel-efficient engines to replace the original Progress D-18T turbofans. Essentially, they're not just rebuilding the AN-225, they're building a new one, using the bones of the old one. And as of early 2026, progress has slowed dramatically. Multiple reports confirm the project is paused until the war ends. Funding remains the biggest hurdle, and updating a 1980s Soviet design to meet 2026 aviation standards is a technical challenge that will take years, even after the war is over. President Zelensky has called the rebuild a symbol of Ukrainian resilience. International support exists. Some aerospace giants have reportedly expressed interest in funding, but the reality is this: we are unlikely to see the Mriya fly again before 2027 at the earliest, and that's if everything goes right. So here's the big question: is it worth it? $3 billion, 5+ years, in the middle of a war, to rebuild one aircraft. Some say yes, the AN-225 is irreplaceable. There is no other aircraft on Earth that can do what it does. The global cargo industry needs it. Ukraine needs the symbol. Others say no. The money could rebuild hospitals, schools, entire cities. The commercial case for a $3 billion cargo plane in a world moving towards smaller, more efficient aircraft is questionable at best. And this is where the debate really begins. If you had $3 billion, would you rebuild the Mriya or spend it rebuilding Ukraine instead? There's no easy answer. Drop your take below. I read every single one. The dream isn't over. And if you want to go even deeper on the AN-225, check out the next video on screen right now.